will die trying to cross the border either by lake or trying to jump the fence. In order for us to prevent this atrocity and to protect the human rights of all humankind, no matter race, gender, religion, or color, we must first understand the problem of police officers taking action as Border Patrol agents. Second, we will discuss why police officers abuse their association with the government. And finally, we will explore some solutions that you and I can do to prevent this oppression. Immigration activists say 240 families have now had loved ones deported. Families and children are being left behind at home and are being left at school. They don't have parents with them that will assist them in homework and go with them to meetings in school, making them feel low in self-esteem, and there is no encouragement to keep up in school. According to a Pew Hispanic Center poll of 35.2 million foreign people in the U.S., the number of people living in families in which the head of the household is an unauthorized migrant was 13.9 million as of March 2004, including 4.7 million children. Of those individuals, some 3.2 are U.S. citizens by birth but are living in mixed status. Mixed status means families in which some members, usually a parent, are unauthorized immigrants, and while others, usually children, are U.S. citizens or are Americans by birthright. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency deported that 220 undocumented people in the first 10 months of the fiscal year as part of its recent down in illegal immigration. Border Patrol agents do not act as police officers should not act as Border Patrol agents because they abuse their association, creating problems such as emotional and physical injuries. There is right to protect these undocumented people. Part 3 of the Human Rights of Migrant Workers and Members of their Families states that Article 8, freedom to leave any state, including their state of origin, the right to re-enter at any time their state. Article 9, the right to life. Article 10, no subjection or to cruel or inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. These sections define the rights of migrant workers and members of their families. The government supports the power used against undocumented workers by the new law created recently in 2008. It was reinforced in 2008 by the ICE and was given 45 million arrests of aliens who were involved in state and local crimes. In Harris County, Texas, the $1 billion ICE Secure Communities Interoperability Program found 1,708 removable aliens in the first 6 months beginning late 2008. This is an example of, there was a peaceful march taken in 2008, September 5, and Friday in State Hall. This is the abuse that institutional practices and social policies that are given by orders to the government, and these are the programs and policies. Here is some statistics to help you know the number of immigrants taken, the families. Evidently, migrant workers are oppressed by police officers and violate from their rights. Having reviewed the reasons why police actions as Border Patrol agents violate the human rights of all undocumented workers, we can come to only one realization. We must act today. Fortunately, there are various different steps that you and I can take in order to take action against this oppression. There is some solutions that you can do on a personal level. Get informed. Get informed about the jobs undocumented people hold. Think about it. The janitors, the cooks, busboys, painters, carpenters. They keep the office, buildings, restaurants, and homes, and malls. One sociologist ruminating on the economy of the Southern California observed that these jobs are likely held by Mexican or Central Americans, immigrants, as many of those who work behind the scenes in cleaners, house conveyances, restaurants, and landscape. For instance, the Los Angeles economy. Landscape and lifestyle have been transformed in ways that rely on low wage, especially Latino immigrant labor. Also, women are being affected by this oppression. Figures from Mexico's National Women Institute report that about 1/2 of the 600,000 Mexicans who immigrate each year are women. Yet, women make up 25% of thousands deaths that have occurred along the border between 1994 and 2005. Get also informed about the salary they are paid. For instance, a migrant worker who is paid a minimum wage usually fills up a box working at Lemon of 1 meter high and 1.5 meters long. They only pay him $25 for that box. That takes about 4 to 5 hours to fill up. According to an immigration specialist at CISAN, white immigration continues because it's cheaper labor. Foreign investment and the promotion of export-oriented agriculture and manufacturing in poor countries, this displacement contributes to massive, small-scale in agriculture and manufacturing enterprise, while simultaneously deepen the economic, cultural, and ideological ties between the recipient countries and the U.S. Eric Scalcher, author of The Referred Madness, states that the problem then of illegal immigration in the case of Mexicans in California occurred not only because Mexicans were trying to enter the United States, but first and foremost because businesses and growers in the U.S. depend upon illegal immigrants to work for low wages. The greater the number of workers available, the lower an employer can pay them, the worse he or she could be treated. Another solution you can do is take it at a personal level is accepting things as they are, a form of collusion. Encourage undocumented families you may know to legalize. Visit websites such as maldefa.org, an non-profit organization that helps out students, immigrant students, to succeed and excel their education. Democracy Now!, also a non-profit website and organization that has news, updates, and everything that's going on with the reform. The reform. There are several solutions that we can take to remove the oppression undocumented people face. Support migrant defense organizations such as Alas con Futuro. Here, located at the COD campus, they host meetings on Wednesday from 4 to 5. Actually, tomorrow we have a meeting. Just if you want to pass by or just know about what are the things that are happening, why is this occurring, why people are being deported. Now that I've talked about the abuse of police officers, what is happening to undocumented people and workers, also called the third world, why these things are happening, and what we can do to end this oppression, I really hope to convince you to act today and to participate in the solution. As my English 4 honors teacher used to say from 2008 to 2009, color blindness will not end racism. Pretending racism doesn't exist is not the same as creating equality. To combat racism, we need to first identify and remedy the social policies and institutional practices that advantage some groups at the expenses of others. Skin color is only really skin deep. Knowing someone's skin color doesn't really tell you anything about him or her. The most traits are inherited independently from one another. Act today. Participate.